Caribbean Airlines Limited is the state-owned airline and flag carrier of Trinidad and Tobago. Headquartered in Iere House in Piarco, the airline operates flights to the Caribbean, North America, Central America and South America from its base at Piarco International Airport. Presently, Caribbean Airlines employs more than 1,700 people and is the largest airline in the Caribbean. History. Early years. Caribbean Airlines was incorporated in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on the 27th of September 2006. In September 2006, following the recommendation of Peter Davies, the CEO of BWIA West Indies Airways, Caribbean Airlines got approval from the Trinidad and Tobago government to begin operations, after the failed negotiations between the unions and the management of its predecessor, BWIA. As a result, it was announced on the 8th of September 2006 that BWIA was to be shut down before the launch of Caribbean Airlines. During the last quarter of 2006, in an effort to scale down operations for the start of Caribbean Airlines, BWIA's management cut routes such as Manchester Airport, London Heathrow Airport, New York City and Toronto, with intermediate stops at Barbados or Antigua, ceased services to and from St. Lucia, cut its fleet to 6 Boeing 737-800 aircraft retrofitted with wingtip devices and reduced its staff to 800, with the majority of the staff former BWIA workers now contracted. The new airline's capital included funds to close and settle BWIA's operations. The company commenced operations on the 1st of January 2007, servicing the remaining routes of BWIA. Caribbean Airlines began operations with a fleet of 6 Boeing 737-800 aircraft and 1 Airbus A340-313, operating the London Heathrow route until May 2007. The airline offered 2 classes of service. First, business class and economy class on both the Boeing and Airbus aircraft. Caribbean Airlines operated daily direct services to Miami, Toronto, New York, Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname and London Heathrow till May 2007 due to the ICC 2007 Cricket World Cup, all out of its hub at Piarco International Airport. Peter Davies resigned from his position as CEO, effective the 30th of September 2007, but remained as a strategic advisor to Caribbean Airlines. In the first half of 2007, 2 Airbus A340-300 planes and a Boeing 737 next-generation Boeing 737-800 9YG&E were returned to International Lease Finance Corporation and GE Commercial Aviation Services, respectively. On the 1st of October 2007, Philip Saunders, Star Alliance VP Commercial, was appointed the new Chief Executive Officer of Caribbean Airlines. Subsequently, the airline took over operations of Tobago Express, its domestic arm, at a cost of $24 million with the intentions to upgrade the fleet of Bombardier Dash 8 Q300 to international standards and also adding new Caribbean destinations to be served via this regional airline subsidiary. In March 2008, the airline added a daily direct service to the Simon Bolivar International Airport in Caracas, using the Dash 8 aircraft. In May 2008, Caribbean Airlines acquired a 7th Boeing 737-800 aircraft. The airline added a new route on the 22nd of May to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport from Piarco International Airport. This route began operations on a 4 times per week schedule, and later in July of the same year, the frequency was increased to daily service. On the 15th of November 2008, Transavia Airlines agreed to operate a wet lease operation on behalf of Caribbean Airlines. It increased its fleet to 8 Boeing 737-800. The aircraft was refitted to the standard 16/138 configuration, including an extra 9 inches of seat pitch in the business class cabin, due to a different galley and closet placement. This allowed the airline to increase flight frequency to meet demand for the peak travel periods. The lease was contracted to be in effect until the 15th of April 2009. The aircraft was returned in June 2009, and Sun Country Airlines, U.S. air carrier, then leased a Boeing 737-800 to Caribbean Airlines. In April 2009, the airline increased its frequency of service to Simon Bolivar International Airport in Caracas from a daily service to 10 flights per week. The route was operated by the Bombardier Q300, configured for 50 passengers in an all-economy service. Daily flights to its gateways Fort Lauderdale and Miami continued. Services to Toronto and New York remained at twice daily and 20 weekly, respectively. On the 27th of July 2009, Philip Saunders announced his resignation as CEO of Caribbean Airlines, due to personal reasons. Caribbean Airlines appointed Captain Ian Brunton in October 2009 as CEO of the airline. Also, in 2009, Caribbean Airlines operated services from the Southern Caribbean to Jamaica, as well as South America, including Suriname, Guyana and Venezuela. The airline also continued to serve the United States and Canada, in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New York and Toronto, having also established a codeshare agreement with British Airways for services to London and beyond. As of 2009, the airline operated a fleet of 8 Boeing 737-800 aircraft and 5 Bombardier Q300 aircraft, out of its main hub at Piarco International Airport, Trinidad. The -8 aircraft have since been replaced with new ATR 72-600 prop jets. Acquisition of Air Jamaica Caribbean Airlines Limited, through the government of Trinidad and Tobago, announced plans to operate a base in Jamaica following the divestment of Air Jamaica, which was slated to occur between the 30th of April 2010 to that same period in 2011. Caribbean Airlines is providing a seamless transition following Air Jamaica's closure. When the deal is finalized, Caribbean Airlines Limited will become the largest airline in the Caribbean, with a new hub in Kingston, Jamaica's Norman Manley International Airport. The divestment was scheduled to become effective on the 30th of April 2010, after it was rescheduled from the 12th of April 2010. On this day, it was planned that Air Jamaica would cease operations and Caribbean Airlines will then acquire the airline's most profitable routes and their remaining 6 aircraft. Plans were also announced to replace the aircraft fleet with all Boeing 737-800 next-generation jets. On the 4th of March 2010, Caribbean Airlines announced they would terminate their codeshare agreement with British Airways for the Port of Spain London Gatwick route, effective the 27th of March 2010, thus paving the way for a non-stop service to be operated by Caribbean between Piarco International Airport and London. UK. On 28 April 2010, Caribbean Airlines Limited and Air Jamaica signed a final agreement for the purchase of Air Jamaica by Caribbean Airlines Limited, following the signing of a letter of intent to merge in January of the same year. The agreement stated that Caribbean would continue operating Air Jamaica's routes and also retain 900 of Air Jamaica's employees. Financing was provided by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, which contributed around $50 million to complete the merger, and Jamaica, which assumed more than $800 million in costs related to the closure of Air Jamaica. In August 2010, Caribbean Airlines and Air India signed a travel pact for Trinidadians traveling to India. In October, the airline announced a fleet renewal consisting of 15 Boeing 737-800 next-generation jets and 9 ATR 72-600 turboprop aircraft. The new Boeing jets were intended to replace Air Jamaica's operating fleet of Airbus aircraft. On 27 May 2011, the acquisition of Air Jamaica was completed, with Finance Minister Winston Ducaron and Jamaican Finance Minister Audley Shaw at the Prime Minister St. Clair office, signing the shareholding agreement. This agreement allows the Jamaican government to own a 16% stake of Caribbean Airlines Limited. On 28 October 2011, the U.S. Department of Transportation fined Caribbean Airlines $60,000 for limiting reimbursements for lost, damaged and delayed baggage to less than consumers were entitled under the Montreal Convention. Talks have begun between Caribbean Airlines management and LIAT regarding a possible partnership merger between the two airlines. The former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Patrick Manning, had also expressed interest in Cayman Airways also being merged into Caribbean Airlines, but, with the recent changes in government, the future of these plans is uncertain. According to Chairman of the Board of Caribbean Airlines George Nicholas III, Caribbean Airlines is pursuing a relationship with Star Alliance, the world's largest airline alliance, in an effort to support Jamaican hoteliers. It is also reported they are preparing to start a route to Mumbai, but no date has been given. Also, Nicholas announced that Johannesburg, Nigeria, and Brazil are possible contenders for new routes. Chicago and Atlanta are the two new U.S. gateways that are being considered, Nicholas stated. On 29 March 2013, the U.S. Department of Transportation fined the airline $100,000 for not providing passengers with an opportunity to leave a plane that was delayed on the tarmac at New York's JFK Airport for more than 4 hours. In early 2016, the management of Caribbean Airlines has set as an agenda to consider replacing its ATR fleet with comparable turboprops sourced from Bombardier, due to persistent reliability problems. The former Chief Executive Officer Michael Dilolo described the ATRs as not mission-capable after they suffered from frequent AOG occurrences. On his recommendation, efforts were made to sourcing -8 to 400 aircraft to replace the carrier's fleet of 5 ATR 72-600s. Also, in early 2016, the airline will return its two Boeing 767-300 aircraft to the lessor, coinciding with termination of its only European route to London Gatwick Airport on 10 January 2016, as part of a streamlining exercise to remove unprofitable routes. Corporate affairs. Branding. The colors of Caribbean Airlines are blue, green and purple and are represented in the new staff uniforms, all featuring the hummingbird, the logo of Caribbean Airlines. BWIA's logo was a steel pin. Caribbean Airlines' image is a hummingbird in flight. The image is a reference to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, where the island of Trinidad is known as the Land of the Hummingbird. All aircraft in the fleet carry the flag of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the flag of CARICOM. The airline had 4 designs on the tails of its de Havilland Canada DHC-8-8 regional aircraft before these twin-turbo props were phased out of the fleet. One of the designs raised controversy due to its usage of the Balisia flower, the symbol of the former ruling People's National Movement political party. The logo was subsequently redesigned without the flower and replaced with fruits. The tail designs featured steel pen, cricket balls, fruits, corals, fish and butterflies. Caribbean Airlines has a theme song arranged in a traditional Trinidadian calypso music style. It was originally recorded by Explainer and the song is called Lorraine. The original lyrics, which talk about a man who needs to escape the cold United States and get back to the Caribbean, were modified to fit Caribbean Airlines customer services. Upon the airline's launch in January 2006, the airline retained the in-flight magazine, Caribbean Beat, and in-flight video, Caribbean Excellence, of its predecessor BWIA. Caribbean Beat has been published since 1991 by Media and Editorial Projects Limited out of Trinidad and Tobago, and Caribbean Essence is produced by JCD and AMP Associates, also out of Trinidad and Tobago. Additionally, Caribbean Airlines continues to market itself as one of the few airlines still offering complimentary meals and refreshments, as well as 2 free checked bags. A movie is also shown on long-haul flights. In December 2014, Caribbean Airlines became the first airline to remove its fuel surcharge due to the reduction in jet fuel prices and will introduce charges for a second checked bag, effective the 1st of February 2015. The airline's frequent flyer program is called Caribbean Miles. This program offers many benefits to its members, and there is no joining fee. The 3 tiers of the program are called Silver, Gold and Executive Gold. Awards 2010, 2011, 2015. The Caribbean's leading airline by World Travel Awards. Destinations. Caribbean Airlines operates scheduled services to the following destinations, including incorporated services formerly operated by Air Jamaica. Fleet. As of March 2016, the Caribbean Airlines fleet consists of the following aircraft: previously operated Airbus A340-300, Bombardier Dash 8-300, Boeing 767-300. Incidents and accidents. On the 30th of July 2011, Caribbean Airlines Flight 523 overran the runway in rainy weather and crashed through the perimeter fence while landing at the Cheddi-Jagan International Airport in Guyana. The incident occurred at approximately 1:32 a.m. The aircraft, a Boeing 737-800, broke into 2 just behind the first-class area. There were no fatalities. Caribbean Airlines confirmed 157 passengers and 6 crew members were on board the aircraft.